Now in this next interview, I have the massive pleasure of having Blake Nubar. Now Blake Nubar has actually built funnels which have grossed over $1 million. We went into great detail on how he actually launches products, how he builds it all, and how he puts it together and how he gets it out there. And one of the most amazing things recently was when he actually built his own Facebook group without any paid ads or anything like that, just by tapping into other influencers. They managed to build his Facebook group, and it wasn't just that, it was a Facebook group of buyers as well, which is so much more powerful than just freebie seekers. So that interview is coming up right now, so I want you to listen, and if it's your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and look forward to seeing you on the next one. All right, so welcome to the podcast, Blake. Super pumped to have you on board.
Paul, thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, that's fantastic, man. So for those people that don't know who Blake Nubar is and what he's done before, so can you just give us like a real brief rundown of where you've come from, where you are today, and kind of like where you want to go to next?
Yeah. So what's up, everyone? Yeah, my name is Blake Nubar. I was working your traditional 9 to 5. Like I won't give you the violin story, but I was working in a job I just didn't like. One thing led to another. A lot of frustration kicked in. We were working on a cool project. We were building something really awesome. We didn't know how to sell it. So out of pure frustration, I figured out this world of digital marketing and sales funnels and things like that. And one thing led to another, to where I left my job and I ventured out on this journey of understanding what it takes to sell products and services online and what you have to create in order for that to be effective. And ever since then, I've just been helping people all over the world generate, whether it's leads or sales. My job is to come into their business and help them get an end goal, an end result, whatever it is that they're looking for. And I typically do that by creating an offer, a message, and a sales funnel to help them deliver that to the world.
No, that's cool, man. I mean, that was super concise. You were obviously well rehearsed in doing this sort of thing. So that was great, man. So now, again, people may not know this, but you have a Facebook group and you did something quite different, like when a lot of people are trying to like build their own Facebook groups and they work out their little thing on their Facebook and they'll say, oh, come join my group, or they'll send out a bunch of personal invites. You did something completely different, which was not spammy. It was massively effective. So do you want to sort of explain what you did, how you got that idea, and the sort of results that you got from it?
Sure. So, in anything you want to do to really stand out, I always tell people this: while people are zigging, you got to zag, right? And I don't like to do look, you model to an extent, you see what's successful, but in order to become the pioneer of any industry, you have to be the one paving the way. You can't be following behind someone behind you. And I was looking at I was looking at the landscape of what happened when people would launch Facebook groups, and I realized that no one ever launched a Facebook group. Really, it was very few and far between to really gear up for an effective launch, build a lot of noise around it, and have a huge, massive end result. When you had, no email list, you're not inviting people, you're not doing any of that stuff, right? Because that stuff's good and all, but it should never be your primary strategy to getting people to join the group. Whenever you invite people, it should be as a passive way. It's not an effective way to get people to just join your group because it's too passive. It's not a big enough deal. So I looked at the Facebook group landscape and I realized, why don't I just launch this like I would launch a funnel? And I treated the Facebook group as a product. And I said, if this was my product that I was selling, how would I get people to buy it, right? And doing what I always do is I decided to come into, the layer here, and I geared up for a campaign based around the Facebook group being my product. How would I sell that to the world to get people to take action on joining the group and hanging out and having a good time? And I took a different approach, and I launched it like I would launch a product. And as a result, we had over 1,000 people in the first 24 hours. It's been a couple months now. We're about a little over 3,000 people in, and it's just all organic. I've never invited anyone. You just find it or you don't. Like, I'm not super markety on it right now. It was just more of I wanted this to be an experiment, and it turned out to be a massive success. So it was pretty cool to see the end result from it.
Well, that's sweet. That's sweet. So what was the sort of like the secret sauce then? I mean, you said you didn't do that much marketing towards it, but how did you manage to grab all these people in such a short space of time?
Sure. So there's a lot of different ways it all orchestrates together, right? There's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes I've never really opened up about yet and told people how the mechanics worked. One day I will. When I'm getting through, I got a cool thing, couple of things I'm working on, but one day I will release the big picture strategy. But ultimately, I had an influencer approach to it. It was part of the campaign, and that was a result of goodwill built up. Right. It wasn't like I wasn't like knocking on doors. Like I didn't have an idea to create a product or a service or launch a Facebook group and then approach people. Like that's never a good way to do it, because there's always this underlying motive in mind and it doesn't sit well with people. I built relationships for the past couple of years, and I've built goodwill, and I've always come from a place of servitude and helping others out, whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish. And when the time was right, I realized that maybe these are people that would reciprocate. Maybe these are people that would want to be involved with this. And I reached out to, it might have been 80 people. It should have been like 250. The time stuck up on me. I mean, we planned this. It was 7 days to launch was the name of the campaign. Inspired from South Park, which is 6 days to air. And 79 of the 80 said yes right away out of the gate. And I rolled with it, and I created a campaign. I created everything around it to get people on board. And next thing you know, they helped. They were the reason. They were a massive influence on the success of that launch. So I owe the majority of the credit to them, not even to me.
That's sweet, man. That's sweet. And it wasn't just people joining as well. It wasn't just they were just coming to the group. You were actually going ahead and selling people stuff right out the gate as well. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. So I pride myself in making really amazing courses. It's just something I love to do. I think that this space lacks in people understanding what it really means to have an amazing product. I don't think people know the difference really. And I want to go above and beyond and give my group members something that I was passionately working on, something that took hours and hours and hours of time to orchestrate and organize information into what I think is one of my best, courses out there, because it seems so simple. And I could have charged the group members, it was easily worth $400 or $500 for the course, but I didn't want to do that to them. As a token of appreciation, I wanted to give them something for $1, for a couple, very, very cheap at the time, for showing up that day. Because they took a leap of faith. They're probably a part of, 5, 10, 15 Facebook groups, but they showed up to mine and they wanted to be a part of it. And as a token of appreciation, I wanted to award them with something I worked very passionately on. And I basically gave it away. I mean, I charged to show that you're willing to pull out your credit card, but ultimately the goal was just to do something nice and give it away. It was in a funnel. There was no upsells. There's no downsells. There's literally a course, and that's it. And a big reason behind that was just, it was really a token of appreciation, but it was cool to see like who was willing to take me up on that offer. And like 60% of the group took me up on it. So it was really cool to see the turnout on it.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I mean, you say it was like low ticket as well. And there's a lot of course creators out there which sort of like complain about the amount of people which go ahead and buy their courses yet don't follow through with it. What did you ever check back on the stats to see how many people actually went through it and actually completed the course as well?
Yeah. So in the course world, for whoever's listening, you typically get about 5, maybe 10% of people to actually consume your content, right? The sad truth is that no one really consumes. They don't go through the full thing. They just don't. Like, they barely get to the end for whatever reason, right? And it was amazing because when I looked back at the data, 25% of the people that purchased actually finished and got a result and launched what it was that I was teaching in the course, which was absolutely mind-blowing. I've never had a course like that before. And the feedback I got from it was absolutely amazing from the results that people were talking about. And it just goes to show, like, if you take the time to really sit down and really plan out a course, like, don't phone it in. Don't randomly turn on the mic and start just jibber jabbering, crap. Actually take time to organize your information, your thoughts. And when you do that, you start to realize that you create something that almost seems easy. It seems almost like Barney level, because you're able to take complex information and distill it down very simply because you took time to organize it. So I want to make sure I did that. As a result, about 25% of people that purchased actually got through the entire thing and launched the funnel, which was the end result of it.
That's pretty cool, man. And I can tell you, I helped your stats because I actually bought it myself and went through the entire thing.
Yeah.
And it was something that I'd already sort of like had together on my own Facebook profile. But it was just, I thought the way that it was all put together was really concise, really easy to follow. And it was kind of like step after step, do this, do that, and then the results you'll get. And it was great that you had that accountability as well. So you were asking people once they'd finished it to go ahead and post in the group once they're done. So yeah, I mean, that worked out pretty well, right?
Yeah.
That's
It
cool.
worked out great. Like people, like when you create this ecosystem, right? When people take action on that and they show, and the result of posting in the group was to get feedback from other group members. I already knew that most group members were purchasing that program, right? And by the way, I donated all of the proceeds to charity. It was like $4,000. I just gave it all to charity because I wanted to prove I wasn't taking money from this in the infancy stages with this initial offer. That wasn't the goal. The goal was, like I said, to token of appreciation. But when people post it in the group, what happens is it brings camaraderie around it. You get other people in the group that already went through the program to give feedback and chime in and give direction and guidance and constructive criticism. And it creates this, it fosters this culture of people all helping each other, all getting in the mood to help each other on what it is that they're working on. And it was mind-blowing. Like the amount of engagement in the group during the first month of launch was crazy because everyone was posting their funnel. And people were getting through the course, and it was funnel after funnel after funnel after funnel of people just posting and asking for constructive criticism. And it was amazing to watch the community come together, and literally everyone was helping each other out. And next thing you know, there's 300 funnels launched in 30 days. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's immense results. You mentioned there before that people were actually going in and posting their funnels, and then other people would go and check it out, and then they'd be offering help or assistance or say, oh, this worked or that didn't work, and maybe you should do this or maybe you should do that. And that kind of helps people keep engaged with what they're doing rather than just going off and doing it on their own and stuff, so
Absolutely.
you don't get that feedback. Was there anything that came up that actually you did then go back to the course itself and tweak or change, or was you pretty happy with what you'd got there initially?
No, always changing stuff. You'll realize your customers will tell you two things. They'll tell you three things. They'll either say you need to fix something in the course, right? And that's just paying attention to the support tickets and the feedback, right? They're like, hey, I got confused here. Hey, this didn't make sense. And then you go back through it and you realize you need to fill gaps with videos that connect things better, right? There's always room for improvement. There's always room to add on to things to make it better. I already have a list of 9 videos I want to add to it to even make it better than what it is. And a lot of that's a result of customer feedback. Customers will also tell you if you need to make a follow-up problem, if there's something you need to build after that to help them because they're having success with that initial, whatever that offer is. And then customers will also tell you if they need something before they get to that initial offer. So they always tell you if you need to fix the actual product you have, if you need another product that's on the back of that, or if you need a product before that.
Okay, brilliant. So you launched a Facebook group. You got loads of people to get inside of the group. You've done your influencer marketing. You've put all the goodwill out there. A bunch of people have got in. They've got their engagement. They've launched their funnels. What next? What do they need to do next? What happened within the group after that?
So I basically went underground for the past probably about 2 months now, maybe 6 weeks, 2 months. And I've just been working on something really cool to basically give everyone a really amazing opportunity at generating basically the funnel that they need. The whole concept of you're only one funnel away. Well, I think I have that funnel. And I've basically been working. I mean, if you saw my office right now, it's absolutely insane of what is, I mean, here's even a sneak peek of like everything that's going on inside of it. So there's just a lot of crazy stuff happening right now, but basically that's the next thing I'm going to work on. And I'm going to create something amazing that people can take advantage of.
All right, cool. And for those people obviously listening, they didn't see there, I just got panned around the room there showing Blake's big whiteboard. And as we've mentioned before, having a whiteboard is a key to success.
Yeah, you got to draw your ideas out. You got to see the bigger picture.
Yeah, that makes super sense. Now, I do remember something that was in your group as well. There was a affiliate launch a little while ago from Russell Brunson when he was giving out swipe files and all sorts of things like that. And you did something a little different, but you generated a lot of sales from that. So do you want to sort of like explain what it was and the reasons why behind what you did?
So there's two things I've promoted from ClickFunnels. One was One Funnel Away Challenge, which is an amazing program for first, basically beginners, right? First time in the digital marketing space. It's to kind of get your feet wet a little bit on how this stuff works. And then he had another offer out called Lead Funnels, which teaches you what's the type of funnel you need specific to your business to generate leads, right? Like before you could ever make a sale, you have to generate a lead. It's one of the most important things inside of business, right? Is generating leads. And with lead funnels, I just created an offer out of it. I like to create, like a lot of people get hung up on getting more and more and more. I get bonus 1, bonus 2, bonus 3, bonus 4, bonus 77. And you realize like that sounds good, but a lot of it you're just never going to use. It's almost overwhelming. So I figured like what's like one awesome thing I could give you that you're actually going to use. And I figured, okay, if lead funnels is what Russell's going to give you, what I could add to it to kind of decommoditize it, right? Because if you're just selling lead funnels, you're like, why am I going to buy from you, right? Like I want to buy from someone that gives more value than just the product that they're selling, or I'll just go to ClickFunnels and buy it. So to decommoditize it, right, I decided to add a training around it that basically taught you, okay, here's Russell's lead funnels training, which is kind of like a massive swipe file of like over 108 funnels, I think, to generate leads of like what's working on the marketplace. So I decided, let me make a training on, okay, I'm going to show you the perfect lead funnel you need for your business. I don't care if you're in affiliate marketing, if you're e-commerce, if you're info products, if you're a local business, it doesn't matter. I have a framework where I can show you exactly the funnel you need for your specific type of business. And I create a training around it. So you have the lead funnel swipe file from Russell, and then I tell you which one of those you need to use for your business. I created an offer around it. I launched it. It was $7. So already as what Russell and ClickFunnels was giving you, it was a no-brainer. It's $7. Come on. It's like, where on earth are you going to get that much value for $7 freaking bucks? So adding a bonus to it, sold a few hundred of them, and then just donated all of the money to the victims of Hurricane Dorian, which, came through the Bahamas recently. So that was my offer, and it did extremely well. And then same with OFA. OFA did something very similar and just had a lot of success doing both of those things.
That's cool. So have you got any sort of like plans to do any more sort of like affiliate within your group, or is it just going to be basically your own programs going forward?
It'll probably be my own programs. If there's ever an offer that really catches my attention, like I have to really love the offer. I have to find a lot of value in it, because to me, my audience, it's everything to me. Like I'm never going to bring them, I'm never going to shovel crap to them and just to make a buck. It's not about that. They're what it is that they're doing and how I can assist them is way more important than any other product that I could give them if it doesn't help them. So I truly have to get behind a product in order to bring it to my market, because that means I use it, right? That means I've been through it and I use it for me to bring it to them. So I will eventually promote, if I find a product tomorrow and it fits, in my promotion calendar, for next year, I have no problem promoting it. But my main focus right now is to really focus on the products I'm creating right now to offer them. And eventually, if something fits in, then I have no problem promoting something that's absolutely amazing.
No, that's cool, man. And obviously, as I said before, I can recommend that initial product that you had there as well. Is that still available? Can people still get that, or is that now closed down?
The social media lead machine?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still get it. The same. The offer is different. It's not available anymore for the price it was because I drastically discounted it. But you can still go and get it.
Oh, that's cool. So I'll make sure that we include a nice link in the show notes so that people can go ahead and get that and learn all this really cool stuff about realistically about creating an offer and also then selling and going forward and selling your own stuff later on. So this is where you are right now. So where do you see yourself in like 6 to 8 months?
6 to 8 months, I hope to be working. I hope to have, this new core offer in place and to really structure my business around the info product model and really just build out the infrastructure, the logistics, build out the strategic partnerships, get everything kind of in place that I want to really handle the type of growth I'm looking for. I plan to be in the info product space, be in the digital marketing space and do info products for a little bit. It's not the end all be all for me. I'm always going to want to shoot for the stars and shoot bigger. But for now, this is like what I love doing. I love helping people succeed online, selling their products and services, or teaching them how to build their own products and services to make money online. And I think I'm just going to kind of like plant my flag here for a little bit, work on my business, work on growing it. Ultimately, the end result is to see how many people I can impact with my products and services in hopes that they can get what they're after in life. Because at the end of the day, we're all after something, whatever it might be, right? And my job is to give you the tools that you need to become successful in your endeavors, which whatever it is that you're trying to do, my job is to assist you with that.
That's cool, man. That's brilliant. Excellent stuff. It's been a blast. Literally, it's almost like almost on like hyper speed. And I'm sure people listening to it, if they were daft enough to put the little thing on the right iTunes thing to go like twice speed, they were going to get something almost incredibly difficult to listen to. But it's been great, man. It's been great. Now, as a lot of people know, is that always on these podcasts that we do have a freebie section, which is a bonus section that I'm going to go ahead and ask Blake a single question in a minute, and he's going to deliver some extra value. And the only way to get that is from our free affiliate toolbox. And there's going to be details following up very shortly about how to get access to that for free. But for now, Blake, that's been super incredible having you on. Really enjoyed it. So thanks very much.
Thanks, Paul. I appreciate it, man. It was a pleasure and an absolute honor to be here.